Hello, and welcome to July. Really? You do have to steal the show? Hello. So I just finished filming the May How Many Skeins Did I Use video, and now I am filming the intro into How Many Did I Use in June. I figured it would be kind of best to right after the other, because I mean, today is June 1st, right? So might as well get started. So as of right now, I think I'm going to keep the same goal that I had last month of 24 skeins. Excuse you. Of 24 skeins. There are definitely some. For now, I'm going to keep the same goal that I had in May of, thank you, of 24 skeins. I am so sorry. We have a very needy dog, and I had the door shut, and she did not like that, so we had to come in. Did we? Anyway, so like I said, I'm going to keep the same goal of 24 skeins. I do have some bigger projects that I need to get done this month, so I'm hoping that means I will do more than 24, but also I don't want to, you know what? Forget that. We're going to do 26 skeins this month. Yes, I have just made it official. Does that sound good to you? This is my manager. She really decides how much I get done. And she's very bored by what I'm saying. You want to get down? Do you want to say hello to people? Thank you. The new goal, apparently, that I just decided is 26 skeins. I have like I said, I have several bigger projects that I need to get done this month, a few deadlines, so that'll really help with motivation. And it's good to challenge yourself and to see if you can improve, right? So without further ado, I'm going to get off to do some crocheting and let's get the month rolling. Hello, today is June 5th. Yes, June 5th. So checking in a little bit earlier than we did last month. So I started the month out with a couple hats because I just, wasn't really feeling much like anything else. I needed to take a break after finishing that star blanket and doing a couple other things last weekend. And then, so I donate plasma when I can. And unfortunately, I had a vein that infiltrated earlier this week, which I've never had happen and was really freaky. Moral of the story, could I have crocheted? Yes. However, it hurt. So I was really cautious about it was right here and I didn't want to move my hand too much. I was afraid that it would cause more damage. I know it's not cause more damage. It's if you have a bruise, you can't donate. So I was just being very careful with it. I was babying it a lot. So I did, instead of crochet, I did a lot on the knitting machine. So I don't think you guys are ready for this. I did this many hats on the knitting machine. Ah, so much. I believe it was 12. So let me double check here and I'll just kind of show them off while we go. So, oh boy, here we go. Some of these colors are not my favorite, but again, I tend to pick up a lot of yarn on clearance because they're going to go to someone they love and, oh my gosh, because they're going to go to someone in need, and if it keeps the head warm, it keeps the head warm. So 1, 2, 3, this one was fun. I had half of a little bit of this brown and I had a little bit of this brown, so I put it together. So technically you could have the hat like this, but I think it's cooler the other way. All right, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. So all together this month I have done 14 hats, which is fantastic. And what makes these guys so special, what makes these guys so sparkly, is I had Universe yarn from Hobie. I've talked about it before, but several years ago, there was like a company that you heard about, places that will buy like pallets and things like that and then just sell stuff off of it cheap. They were getting a lot of like pallets of yarn from Hobie. Like that was just, maybe there was something wrong with it, or I don't even know. But for a little bit, and this is like 4 or 5 years ago, they're not in business anymore. And I'm really sad I didn't go take more advantage of it at the time. You could get like a grocery bag, so like this big, fill it up, and it was like $15. So I easily got like at least $600+ worth of Hobie yarn for like under 100. Oh my gosh, it was even more than that. Because I got so many like twisters and winter glow, and those cost like 20-30 bucks each. So anyway, beside the point. So I had a bunch of this Universe yarn that is a one weight, and I don't really know what I was ever going to do with it. So I decided the best way to use it up and to bring other people joy was to hold it double with another yarn and put it in the knitting machine. I did quite a bit of it a couple months ago, and then I just had a couple of those left. So, that's what all the sparkles were. These two are my favorites. This is like so pretty with the orange, and sometimes the other color I held double with would come through, and sometimes like here I had some issues. Like that's the gray I held double with, but it's on the inside. No one's gonna know. How are they gonna know? So there's that one that was really pretty with orange and like grays, and then I loved this one. I held it with a dark blue, and it turned into this like teal. So fun. Now for the amount of skeins I used, I'm so excited for this. So I used 3 skeins of the Universe yarn. One of them did not have a label, so I created a label. And this guy was Loops and Threads Marble. The pink, I used the rest of a skein of Hush yarn from a while ago. So there's that one. So that's 5. Yarn that was held double with other yarn was these guys. Yes. So I held another Hobie yarn double. I held a gray double, and then which was Hobby Lobby, and then a Hirschner's that I thought the yellow was really pretty until I've been staring at it, and I think it's not so pretty, but now it's useful, so it's great. And then finally was another Hobby Lobby, this guy. I got a really good deal like a year ago on some yarn on Facebook Marketplace, and there was like a ton of these, so this is the last of those. So, also, I also held double with another yarn, another gray, and it was like half a skein, half a skein. So I am doing that this month because somebody talked about it, and I'm going to. Half and half equals a full skein, and then that brown, like I said, it was kind of like a fourth and a fourth. It made one hat, so I'm calling it a half skein. So having that. So total in 5 days, I've used 1, 2, 10 and a half skeins. I am feeling pretty good about myself. Now, another unfortunate thing with this happening to my arm is I have a wedding in 2 weeks, and I didn't realize how close it was, and I have an entire blanket that I'd use to make, like a 50 by 65 blanket. So that is the focus for the next little bit. Hopefully I can whip it out and use up tons more yarn. So I will check in again with you soon. Hello! So today is June 11th. It's been a couple days since I checked in, and I haven't done as much as I did those first few days. I have done 2 red hearts. These are going on a baby blanket. It's almost done. I reached a snag and I'm trying to figure out what to do. So once I figure out how I want to finish that blanket, then I will show you it. It came from, I thought I had enough of cornmeal, which again, you can see is a pretty old label, and I need like one more section of this. However, this is a discontinued color, and at the same time, like, I don't know if I really want to buy a whole other skein. I was kind of hoping when I was visiting some yard sales that I would happen to see one of these because it's an older skein and, you know, people sell older stuff, but alas, nothing. So I am figuring out how I want to address this problem. And then I have 3 of the Big Twist in the color Sage. So I am working on a wedding blanket, and the wedding is now in 8 days. I'm about a fourth through it, so expect to see a lot more of these in the next check-in, because that is literally all I will be doing for the next week. And it's really hard because I have a couple other projects that are like, me, which is the reason why I didn't start the blanket until a lot later than I should have. So we're only at 5, but still, I think we are in a better situation than we were in May. So I will take it. Hello, it is June 24th. It's definitely been a little bit. I meant to update last week, but anyway, so update on skeins. So the wedding blanket that I was working really hard on, I ended up missing the wedding because I actually donate plasma and I had a really bad draw that day. And I was so weak that I just slept. So I had the border to finish that day, and I was going to do that after plasma. And yeah, that didn't get done, and I was not feeling great enough for the wedding. So I need to finish it still. All that to say, I need to finish it, like the border, and then contact my friend and find a good time to drop it off. I feel so bad I missed that wedding. But I finished 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 more skeins of that sage color to go with it. And then I'm working on a lot of cotton yarn this week. And so far I have finished 2 skeins of Hobie Black Friday Cotton 8/8. A lot more where that came from. So a week from today is July, so let's see what we can accomplish. A lot of cotton this week. I vowed that I will do mostly cotton this week, but that does leave way for next Sunday and Monday not cotton. So, and we'll see if I actually stick with fully cotton. I tend to change my mind. So I'll catch you in a few seconds. It's just like that. It is the end of the month. Actually, it's like July 2nd. So I was really bad at filming at the end of the month. So a couple days in July. I am very happy with where we ended up. So I am positive I have more than I did last month. But real quick, let me show you a few things that I finished in the last little bit. So if you saw my last video, I did Cotton Week. My pineapple market bag, I just gifted to a cousin, so I don't have that anymore. But I also have this cute market bag. And also, we'll do a little unveiling. I finished up this blanket that I started in June. There we go. Cute little baby blanket. I really actually love how this turned out. It's wavy and it has some cute little baubles in it. It made it really, really fun. I kind of want to do that again, maybe write up a pattern for it, because I think it's just a fun mix of everything. And it goes pretty quick. So there was that one. And then I still need to contact the people whose wedding I missed, and I feel so bad. But I did finish the blanket. So this is from, ooh, I might remember wrong. MJ, I don't know. I will put it on the screen. This I saw and I was like, this is gorgeous. And I wanted to make it because I thought it would be a really fun wedding blanket, because it is not super traditional, but it's also not like crazy. So I don't think I have enough room to stand. So we'll just do kind of a short little drop. Ooh, maybe. Such a fun texture. This is actually just a bunch of back loop, front loop onlys, and it ended up making this really pretty texture. Didn't take too long to work up. And then the border, I did go a little bit smaller on the border. I was supposed to add another row, but I was like, that's good. But it is, let me understand here. It is pretty good sized, and it's, yeah, pretty good size. I need to reach out this week and get a hold of my friend and get this over to them. I feel so bad, but it's done. And other than that, I don't think I finished any other yarn or projects that like I did finish yarn stuff with. Anyway, let me just count everything up, because I don't know what I finished since the last time. I know some of these yarns, or the cotton yarns. So let me do a really quick all over count. All right, that took a little bit, but I have it separated. So end count for the month is 9 of the Big Twist of Value. Woo. 1 of the Big Twist Hush yarn. 2 Red Heart Super Saver. 1 Loops and Thread multi-marled. 1 of the Hirschner's Bohemian Romance acrylic yarn. 4 of the Friends Cotton Silk from Hobie. Also from Hobie, we have Extra Fine Merino. We have also Hobie 5 of the Black Friday Cotton 8/8 and 3 Hobie Universe. Remember, I didn't have a label for one of them, but it was a full cake. And 1 of the acrylic Black Friday yarn from Hobie, and 1 full, like I said this at the very beginning when I was doing hats. It was about half a skein of gray, half a skein of gray. So I counted it as a full because I used 2 different grays. And then 1 Yarn Bee Katarina and 1 Yarn Bee that has fallen apart. Sweet Delight Airplane. So altogether, 30 skeins of yarn. So yeah, 1 skein a day, technically. Obviously, there were some days that had more and some days that had none, but theoretically, that was 1 skein a day. I am not mad with that at all. I'm actually really proud of myself. However, so looking forward to July, I'm not sure if I'm going to keep track of labels and do another video like this, or I'm debating doing kind of a whip month where I do a lot of finishing whips, because I did that in January and I have added to that since then, and a lot of them are still left over from January. So that might be the goal for July. Anyway, I hope you had fun seeing how many skeins I used. And let me know in the comments, how many skeins of yarn did you use in June? I'm very curious. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye!